In this video, we will be discussing very basic mass transfer interview questions and answers. The first question that appears in our mind is, what is mass transfer? Mass transfer is the transport of species from one location to another due to concentration difference or concentration gradient. For example, the transport of oxygen molecules from air to water is a mass transfer process. The next question. Give some examples for mass transfer process. Distillation of ethanol water mixture, drying of moist air, absorption of ammonia from air to water are few examples of mass transfer process. What is mass transfer operation? We should know the difference between the mass transfer and mass transfer operation. Mass transfer operation is a separation technique which works on the basis of mass transfer principles such as diffusion and convection. The next question. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the transport of molecules from one point to another due to concentration difference, and the pure molecular diffusion occurs when the fluid medium is stagnant. The diffusion also occurs if the fluid medium is in motion. However, the diffusion is predominant when the fluid medium is stagnant or in laminar motion. State Fick's first law of diffusion. Fick's law states that molar flux is proportional to concentration gradient. Mathematically, Ja is equal to minus dAb dou Ca by dou Z. The negative sign indicates that diffusion occurs in the direction of decrease in concentration. The next question. What is diffusivity? Diffusivity is a measure of diffusive mobility of molecules of a component with respect to molecules of another component. Diffusivity also can be defined based on Fick's first law, that is, diffusivity is the ratio of molar flux to concentration gradient, dAb equal to minus Ja by dou Ca by dou Z. Name the experimental methods for determining gas phase diffusivity. Tin bulb method, Stefan tube method are the two methods for determining gas phase diffusivity. Name an experimental method for determining liquid phase diffusivity. Diaphragm cell method is used to determine liquid phase diffusivity. What is the driving force for mass transfer? Mass transfer can be expressed using different driving forces such as differences in concentration, partial pressure, mole fraction, and so on. However, the exact driving force for mass transfer is difference in chemical potential. Calculating the difference in chemical potential is a tedious task, but measuring the difference in concentration or partial pressure is rather an easier one. Therefore, we use difference in concentration or partial pressure as driving force. What are the types of two-phase contact in mass transfer? Gas-liquid, liquid-liquid, gas-solid, liquid-solid are the general two-phase contact in mass transfer. The next question. What is a steady-state process? A process in which the variables and associate parameters do not change with time is known as steady-state process. Give an example for a component diffusing through a non-diffusing component V. Drying of air by contacting with sulfuric acid. Here, the moisture diffuses through air and absorbed by sulfuric acid. However, the air is insoluble in sulfuric acid and air will not diffuse. Give examples for equimolar counter diffusion. Burning of carbon in air with the assumption of CO2 is the only product. Here, oxygen diffuses to surface of carbon and equal moles of CO2 diffuse from surface of carbon. Another example, distillation of binary components having equal latent heat of molar vaporization. What is Knudsen diffusion? During the diffusion of gas through fine pores, if mean free path length is larger than pore diameter, the collision with wall becomes more frequent than the collision with other molecules. This type of diffusion is called as Knudsen diffusion. Here, the diffusion rate depends on molecular velocity, diameter of the passage, and concentration gradient. How do the flux vary when the steady state diffusion occurs through a constant area? The flux will be constant when steady state diffusion occurs through a constant area. However, the flux varies when steady state diffusion occurs through a variable area. We will be discussing more questions in the upcoming videos. Thank you all.